Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an epic showdown that's been simmering in the realms of fan theories and what-ifs. Godzilla vs. Deadpool. Yep, you heard that right. The king of monsters takes on the merc with a mouth. Regeneration meets destruction. Who's ready to dive into this wild clash? Let's get into it. So, picture this. A giant, city-crushing reptile squaring off against a fast-talking, chimichanga-loving mercenary. Seems crazy, right? But that's what we're here for. We're pitting two of pop culture's most unstoppable forces against each other to answer the burning question. Who would come out on top in a battle of regeneration versus sheer destructive power? Godzilla, the king of monsters. First up, let's talk about the big guy himself. Godzilla made his grand entrance back in 1954, emerging from the depths as a metaphor for nuclear destruction. Over the decades, he's evolved, from a terrifying villain to an anti-hero and even Earth's protector at times. He's starred in over 30 films, smashing his way through cities and battling other colossal creatures. Powers and abilities. Atomic breath. The iconic atomic breath. It's like when you wake up with morning breath but amplified by a million, and radioactive. This powerful beam can slice through buildings, obliterate enemies, and has been Godzilla's signature move since day one. Size and strength. Standing anywhere from 50 to over 300 meters tall, depending on the movie, Godzilla's size alone is enough to intimidate. He's toppled skyscrapers just by brushing against them and tossed other massive monsters like they're toys. Durability and regeneration. Godzilla isn't just a big target, he's tough as nails. Bullets, missiles, lasers, you name it, they've all bounced off him. And even when something does manage to hurt him, he's got a nifty regeneration ability that heals wounds faster than you can say, Gojira. Notable feats. Remember when Godzilla took down King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon from space? Or when he saved the planet from a meteor by using his atomic breath? Yeah, casual stuff for him. He's also survived a black hole, let that sink in. Deadpool. The merc with a mouth. Now, let's give it up for our favorite red-suited anti-hero. Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, started as a wisecracking mercenary. After being subjected to a rogue experiment to cure his cancer, he gained an accelerated healing factor but ended up with some, let's say, unconventional looks. Did it dampen his spirits? Absolutely not. Powers and abilities. Healing factor. Deadpool's regeneration makes Wolverine's healing look like a slow internet connection. He's bounced back from being decapitated, blown up, and even reduced to a puddle of goo. Handy, right? This guy is a master in martial arts, swordsmanship, and marksmanship. Give him anything that shoots, slices, or explodes, and he'll make art with it. Perhaps his greatest asset is that he's utterly unpredictable. He breaks the fourth wall, talks to the audience, and often confuses his enemies just by being, well, himself. Iconic moments. Deadpool once took out the entire Marvel Universe in a comic storyline. He's fought alongside, and against, the X-Men, annoyed the Avengers, and cracked jokes through every ordeal. Remember when he fought Ajax while quipping about IKEA furniture? Classic Deadpool. Regeneration versus destruction. A comparative analysis. Alright, let's get down to business. Godzilla's regeneration. Godzilla's healing is on a massive scale. He recovers from severe wounds that could level mountains. However, his regeneration isn't instant. It takes a bit of time, but given his durability, he can usually withstand attacks until he heals. Deadpool's healing factor. Deadpool heals at a ridiculous speed. Cut off his hand? It'll grow back in hilarious fashion. Reduce him to ashes? He'll be back cracking jokes in no time. But he's still, at the end of the day, human-sized. Destructive capabilities. Godzilla can flatten cities just by moving through them. His atomic breath can decimate entire armies. In terms of sheer scale, he's a walking natural disaster. While he can't level cities, Deadpool's no slouch. He's got access to high-powered weapons, explosives, and isn't afraid to use them creatively. Need a building taken down? He can arrange that. Scale and impact. Godzilla operates on a macro level, his battles impact nations. Deadpool operates more on a micro level, albeit with significant local destruction. It's like comparing a hurricane to a very chaotic house party. Strategic approaches. Godzilla's combat style. Godzilla relies on brute strength and instinct. He's territorial and responds fiercely to threats. Stealth isn't his game. He's all about confronting challenges head-on. Deadpool's tactics. Deadpool uses strategy, misdirection, and his unorthodox nature to his advantage. He'll exploit any weakness and isn't above using cheap tricks. Plus, his constant chatter can be both distracting and infuriating to opponents. Hypothetical battle scenario. Time to set the stage for this monumental clash. Setting the stage. Let's say our battle takes place in a sprawling coastal city, a place with skyscrapers for Godzilla to trample and enough alleys for Deadpool to maneuver. The encounter. First contact. Deadpool is in town on a mercenary gig, probably involving tacos or a personal vendetta. Suddenly, Godzilla emerges from the sea, unhappy about some disturbance or perhaps just stretching his legs. Deadpool's reaction. Whoa, that's one big lizard, and here I thought my problems were huge. Battle commencement. Deadpool's initial attacks. Never one to back down, or think things through. Deadpool fires a rocket launcher straight at Godzilla's face. It explodes. Godzilla turns slowly, eyes narrowing. Godzilla's response. Godzilla unleashes a roar that shatters windows for miles. He swings his tail, causing a shockwave that sends Deadpool flying. Battle progression. Deadpool's strategies. Regenerating from the impact, Deadpool tries a new approach. He sets up traps, uses humor to taunt the big guy, and even tries climbing onto Godzilla to find a weak spot. Use of technology. Perhaps Deadpool commandeers a military helicopter, firing missiles while cracking jokes about riding in style. Godzilla's dominance. Godzilla, largely unfazed by these nuisances, decides to end things. He charges up his atomic breath. Environmental impacts. The city is now a battleground of epic proportions. Buildings crumble, streets crack, and chaos reigns. Climactic moments. At one point, Deadpool somehow gets swallowed by Godzilla. Inside, he quips, "Well, this is a gut-wrenching experience." He then starts causing havoc from within. Outcome. Theoretical victor. Eventually, Godzilla, perhaps irritated by the internal disturbance, unleashes a monumental atomic breath that sends Deadpool flying out. Post-battle. Deadpool lands, charred but alive. Okay. Note to self. Don't tick off a giant radioactive dinosaur. Godzilla, deciding the annoyance isn't worth it, returns to the sea. So who wins? Arguably Godzilla, by sheer power, but Deadpool survives, as he always does. Fan perspectives and theories. Let's see what the fandom thinks. Community opinions. Polls are split. Some say Deadpool's immortality gives him the edge. Others argue Godzilla's sheer scale and power are unbeatable. Theoretical analyses. Fans have crafted detailed scenarios. Deadpool acquiring size-altering technology, or Godzilla being shrunk down. Honey, I shrunk the kaiju. Cultural impact. This matchup has spawned memes galore, like Deadpool riding Godzilla into battle against other monsters, or offering him a chimichanga to call a truce. Conclusion. Recap. So, we've matched up Godzilla's colossal destruction and regeneration against Deadpool's insane healing and unpredictability. One's a force of nature, the other's a force of, well, chaos. Final thoughts. In the end, it's like comparing apples to radioactive, city-destroying oranges. The battle might not have a clear winner, but it's a fun thought experiment that highlights why we love these characters. Engagement with viewers. But hey, that's just my take. What do you all think? Could Deadpool find a way to outwit Godzilla? Or is the king of monsters just too much for our favorite mercenary? Drop your theories in the comments below. Thanks for sticking around for this wild ride. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on more epic showdowns. Follow us on social media for behind-the-scenes content and sneak peeks at what's coming next. And remember, whether you're Team Godzilla or Team Deadpool, we're all fans here. Until next time, stay awesome.